Hey, happy Wednesday.
Hey, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Weird saying Wednesday now.
How are you?
I'm very good, it's second week of December, getting really holiday mood. Even though I
Oh
said
my
we're gonna
gosh.
do that. You forgot. Look at you.
I did. I totally forgot my hat. Oh, and I don't even have it.
That's
Okay.
really bad.
I
Okay, I
promise
have a
because
hat
we're gonna
next to
have
me.
yeah. Darn
We
it.
have to keep that for special.
Oh
So
my
you're
gosh.
forgiven this time.
Okay, so we're gonna have at least one more episode before the end of the year for sure. So I will make sure to wear it next week. My gosh.
Exactly.
I completely forgot. But anyway, happy Wednesday to everyone. We're supposed to be wearing holiday gear today. I am wearing green for Christmas. Okay, so I'll say that. But you're right. I totally forgot my holiday hat downstairs.
Yeah.
Um, so hi, good afternoon. Happy Wednesday to everyone joining us. My name is Ashley Bideda, and I am one of the co-hosts of Brand Experience Live, where we dive into trends and brands that are producing really fabulous and exponential brand experiences for their candidates, employees, prospects, and buyers. And as usual, I'm joined by my incredible co-host Lagla Lemoyne.
Hello, hello. So I know. It's like we're just saying, we were just talking about it. Like it's end of the year. We all like wrapping up here.
Oh my
This amazing
gosh.
2022. It's crazy to think. And I thought today, why don't we gonna get a little bit personal about like really because obviously now everywhere you see the trends for 2023
Yeah.
and there is so much information. I mean, at the end of the day, what you see, it's still same things what happened in 2022 with a little twist. But I would love to see from you and I point of view how, because lots of them are very general, business advice and suggestions. But I would really want to see how can small, really, businesses
Yeah.
make a difference, with limited resources when it comes to maybe finances and stuff or anything else. So let's see how we can figure out some maybe great ideas for them as well.
Yeah, and it's important. And so for a lot of small businesses, and just to like kind of preface, I also yesterday I posted a poll, just trying to get a gauge of how many people in our network and community are looking to start a new small business in 2023, or how many just started and 2023 is really going to be their first opportunity to understand their business and the viability of it and implement strategies. Or if you already have one and 2023 is going to be your year for growth as far as your planning. But I don't know, who knows, but over 4 million new business applications are submitted every year in the United States. And like, this is average. This is a lot
Wow.
of new businesses that are formed every single year. But the sad thing about it is that on average, for like years and years and years now, right, within the first year of owning a small business, nearly 20% of them fail. And the reason why, most of the time, right, it comes down to very simple things that they do take some planning, okay, on the
Mm,
front end, but they're very simple things that are the reason why these businesses fail, right? Whether it's lack of strategy or poor business model, unsuccessful marketing initiatives, right? Maybe you didn't even do them at all, or you didn't
yeah.
plan for them. Lack of funding, depending on what industry you're in, if you have, physical product, or funding in the sense of hiring resources to assist you in your business, and
Yeah.
even insufficient management. And I'm not even just talking like people, right? Because if we think about small business, most of the time, new small businesses that are in these 4 million applications that happen a year, they're solopreneurs, or they're 1 and 2 man shops,
Mm,
or they're affiliate small businesses where they don't necessarily have a staff. They're utilizing, or they're promoting some type of service. So I'm not talking people as far as insufficient management. I'm talking like the physical day-to-day management of the business. There is no plan, there is no structure, there is no organization as far as that's concerned. And this comes down to, a lot of them don't even start planning for the following year until right before that year is starting.
Actually, there is a plan, but it's here, but it's not written down. And then you assume that all your staff members, or even if you have 2 people working for you, they all can figure out what's in your mind. How did you plan? So it's more really like it's not written down. It's not actually physically there. It's only in people's head, And I am guilty. I'm also guilty because, I am guilty. I can't say that because I get so many great ideas. I need to put them down straight away because otherwise I'm done, Sometimes I have this generating brain, and it's very, very important. Learn from our experience that try to obviously write it down first when it pops in your head, and then obviously add it towards your brand strategy or anything else you're planning,
And I feel like this is one of those like terrible examples of like, do as I say, not as I do, because I'm like, I'm used to planning for everyone else, right? Creating their strategy, creating their execution, managing the projects, following through, ensuring that everyone else hits their goals. And then when it comes to myself, like it is all up in here. And I will say that the last several months, like you and we've been a little bit more strategic about writing down our goals, creating our vision, our strategy, how we're going to move forward, planning in general, like who does what, who are we marketing to, how are we going to change things, what channels are we on? And it is hard on top of doing these things for other people, but it creates clarity and allows you to feel confident in the direction that you're going to go in, especially if things change, which change is inevitable. Yeah. So it's so important. And I mean, like you and I are feeling that so much is, we had to stop for a moment and become intentional about certain things in our strategy. And as we're going into 2023, there's a lot of talks in the United States about potential recession coming in 2023.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it's better to be prepared for those possibilities and understand where you can pivot and the things that you can identify that don't cost that much, right? Yeah. Especially as a small business owner, you have limited resources. So there's different ways that I think that we can go about planning for 2023. In my opinion, the greatest way to start planning is the same way about, like how do you eat an elephant? You eat it one bite at a time. So still keeping in mind, okay, for example, I'm a small business. This is going to be my first full year in business, but I've been in business already in 2022 for 5 months. 2023 is going to be my first calendar year. I want to become a 6-figure business in 2023, right? So this is my like North Star goal, but really as far as short term, I'm only going to focus on Q1, right? Yeah. Where my foundation is and the things that I'm going to execute and implement in my business. That's where I see starting just off the get-go.
And I think it's a good, like a 3 months planning is like, it's just so short to the point. And I think a lot will change during that 3 months rather than worrying now, like today in December, what's going to happen December 2023. Yeah. Just focusing, okay, what I want to achieve in terms of my business and my brand from, let's say, January till, let's say, end of March, So I think it's kind of seasonal then as well. It's a great to plan because you kind of go with the seasonal flow. So yeah, I totally agree that keep it short and sweet. For me also, like obviously as a small business is what they can do. And it was really great confirmation when I went to this convention a couple of weeks ago that forget about doing it so big, like you said, this is also, start yourself. And we had obviously great guests who told us how to generate actually obviously content, yourself as a person, because the fact is that, and come on, you probably will agree that it's not that I'm a small business as well, and I have to be doing lots of different things, I potentially sometimes don't have like obviously available resources, or maybe the person, I don't have actually a right member of staff who can do that, or even like a vendor, let's say it's not working out, that's fine. So you have to come very, very personal. And one thing I think businesses can still do, is don't worry, you don't have to have anything fancy. Nowadays, I said phones, your computers, you get to nice lighting and you start to generate content, what you do, what you're passionate about, what is your
Yeah.
business. And even if it's like no music, no talking, nowadays you have, if you're shy of talking, you have all these computerized, AI talkers, you can just write about the content and they will read it out. So this is super, super simple. And I think that's something where small businesses can really use whatever they do in terms of their brand, that keep content short but very personal, and obviously show how you add value to your potential customers or your current, obviously, client base.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with that as far as like the connection and executing and creating relationships and starting with that. Okay, I want to be a six-figure business by the end of 2023, and backing that up into the activities that you can do to get towards that point. You do have to start with content creation first, right?
Mm,
To create some type of inbound funnel as well as continue outbound activities, because no one knows who you are, right? They go hand in hand. They really do. Inbound is long term, outbound is immediate.
yeah.
And as a small business, especially in your first like 3 months of whatever strategy that you're doing. So if we're taking 2023 as a strategy, right, the full year, your first 3 months are organizing, implementing, executing. Those 3 months gone, right?
Yeah.
Where there is no progress in terms of the things that you're implementing for the most part without outbound activity, which should be ongoing. And
Mm,
really identifying, okay, what do I want to accomplish in these next 3 months? And they can be, I want to create a brand strategy. So let's just take your new business, right? And
mhm,
2023 is going to be your first full year in business, whether you just started it or you're getting ready to. I'm a new business. You need a business strategy. You need to identify a brand strategy. And that's something that, depending on how deep that you want to go, a brand strategy can be done in as little as 4 weeks if you're really
mm,
focusing on yourself as a personal that's executing the brand. It could be as long as 12 weeks depending on how big your company is and really like the market that you're looking to get into. So anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks to establish that. That's month
yeah.
1, right? And these are
Yes.
things identifying like who you want to work with, right? Going back to what you just said, who do I want to work with? Where do I want to connect with them? What channel am I going to utilize in order to engage with them from my point of view, or whichever one that I choose? How am I going to ask for feedback regularly? What channel am I going to choose to show up on every single day and create that content strategy? So, how am I going to produce content? Is it going to be video form? Am I
Mm,
going to utilize a tool like, I don't know, Copy AI or Reggie AI or any of these other AI
yeah.
content sites and put in my general thoughts or focus on specific things and adjust it to my tone? I think that's so, so, so important to like really understand the first 3 months of your year for your annual
Mm.
strategy. It sets the foundation for the rest of the year. So don't put pressure on yourself to make like $10,000 right out of the gate, especially if you're a brand new business. That's not fair.
Yeah, and I think it's also like especially when you start out, every small, even if it's not financial gain, maybe like brand awareness, or you get
Yeah.
noticed, or you get inquiries, or little message, or lead, anything that's worth celebrating. So
Yes.
it doesn't have to be financial gain straight away, because this is kind of obviously long-term goal. Yeah, you do need money to come in, but just start to really to see like, okay, how I interact with my client base, do I get noticed more? Do people talk about it, or do I get referrals and people saying this is really interesting, but maybe the timing is not right now, but it's a great, you get noticed already, so you're doing something right. So I think
Yeah.
that's a very, very important, that as a small business, celebrate every small win you have.
Yeah, and especially because like most small businesses and these like 4 million applications, it's a one-man show. So
Yeah.
you have to celebrate what you're doing every day, because you had mentioned earlier about, as a small business, I have so many responsibilities that
Mm.
it is so hard to celebrate.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it is really hard to focus on executing one really important strategy for your business because you're worried about all these other details. And if you can, um, it is so worth identifying and hiring like a revenue growth partner or an
Yes.
advisor for your business to keep you on track, to keep your priorities in check for what you should be focusing on as you, to keep you in your realm of genius so that they can really control the direction of what you should be doing, how you should execute, managing projects if you're able to hire
Yeah.
um, consultants or individuals to execute those things like graphics or social media or whatever it is. But PR, PR, that's my focus. Like
Yeah.
for Free Skin Co., I am so all in on PR opportunities for the brand because I'll be able to use those PR opportunities to tell my story for
Mhm.
Free Skin Co., the mission, who we are as a brand, my own story in general and why I'm so passionate about it. For me, that is the best direction for Free Skin Co. is how many outlets can I get my face and my
Yeah.
story on to spread the awareness of helping survivors of abuse, trauma, and PTSD. And that's my plan. That's what I think is most important because from there, like the conversation is more important for my brand, right?
Yeah.
Than immediate money.
Exactly. And you have obviously already showed that obviously how personal is your story in terms of your brand. And obviously, the more you're telling it, I think this is going to get more obviously the finally, like even maybe first when you started as well, you were like, oh my God, I do all this effort and work, and do I see results? But I believe where you started probably 8 months ago, is it now 8 months or something? Where are you now? You see the difference because people
Yeah.
recognize your brand, they understand your story, and more people obviously spread the message. And like you said, your channels have opened up now, so you have many different touch points with your clients. So
Right.
and I think that's something else as well, like all the small businesses can to collaborate, obviously build
Yes.
community. Like if you are
Yes.
physical business, location based business, work with, know your partners there, who are the other
Yeah.
businesses in the area, work with them, do collaborations, marketing, especially slow times. And I have a health and wellness brand in Miami I work with, and that's what we've been doing. And this November was great month, for all the businesses around, because we know when the time's a little bit harder, quieter, we have to work on a plan together, how we
Mm-hmm.
can make sure that our
Yeah.
clients go to visit our obviously next door business as well. So you work on the different things and promotions, and it works, but you have to make that effort, knock on the door, get to know your actually
Yeah.
neighbors and your businesses. And even if it's not obviously physical business, it's, let's say, online, and maybe you have these, I don't know, followers, who are liking your business all the time, they are very loyal. Maybe get to know them a little bit, send a message saying, thank you for obviously liking my post, and or maybe commenting, get more personal and
Yes.
get to know them.
I mean, any day, right? Networking is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself
Yeah.
and for your business. And I wholeheartedly believe in the concept of peer collaboration or even right small business collaboration. It doesn't even have to be a similar business as yours, but someone that can support your own efforts and vice versa, because a lot of us small business owners that are these one-man shops or we start as a side hustle, we're very focused on a specific solution that we're
Mm-hmm.
providing, right? So if I'm a ghostwriter, I'm going to partner with someone who specializes in personal brand strategy. I'm also going to partner with someone that specializes in engagement. I'm also going to partner with someone who is maybe even above that personal brand strategy that has coaching clients that need these services, right? So just putting pieces together,
Mm-hmm.
understanding your opportunity outside of just yourself and choosing to create alliances
Yeah.
so that there is this ongoing like reciprocal opportunity, or there is revenue sharing, or there's referral business, and being able to work together as a holistic solution
Yes.
going to market makes you so much more powerful than if you're like, hey, I'm a ghostwriter and I can't
Yes.
offer you anything else because I don't network and I don't really know, but I can do this for you, right? What is the real value that you're bringing to it? What is the result that you're driving without all of these other pieces?
Yeah, I have a great example. I just was doing in England two campaigns. Well, actually two pop-ups. One in November, and then another one coming in 2 days actually. And the first one was so great. It's another big bit, like it's a big, obviously office building. We have a small health and wellness business next door. We built a relationship with actually the building manager really well because they said, "Oh, this is a great idea. Bring your business here because I bet half of these people don't even go out for lunchtime, you know." So
Mm-hmm.
bring them, come here, introduce yourself. We had the first pop-up. We had so much interest. We obviously generated great offer for the local, obviously people who work locally as well. And we actually did a little bit price things, you know, we collected the leads and stuff. Within one day, putting maybe a couple of hours of effort, you know, we collected almost 100 leads from it. You know, people are generally interested in the product, what we do, potential actually becoming customers as well. I think they're already customers, some of them, you know, super easy. Now we're gonna go back because we see, okay, it's working. You know, we had such a great
Yeah.
feedback. Another thing what we created from there was communication with actually employees from these different businesses because
Mm,
we only went to this big office building where our different businesses located. They said to us, why don't you approach our HR as well? Because I think would be great to collab. I think this is very much
mm,
needed in locally. Again, another door opened up, you know, just from going
yeah.
there, you know, having that first chat actually with the building manager.
Yeah.
Now we actually talking to the people who work for these little businesses there, you know, or big businesses, and they helping us to open actually doors for opportunities. So that's how simple it is.
There and it is that simple, right? And I've
Not complicated. It's not. You
it's
don't have
not
to
like
have a big budget. Anything.
we as small business owners, we have so many more tools at our disposal than we
Mm,
realize. And I admit that, I'll take Free Skin Co again, just like as an example. I've been so focused on like, I need this one thing in order to grow my business. This is the only thing that's going to help my business grow. And that's all I was focused on. And I was missing all of these like dozen other pieces and resources that were literally being thrown at me every single day from my network or somewhere in my environment or my community that I was ignoring all of these other things because I was like, nope, the only thing that's going to help my business grow is this one thing. And the truth of the matter is that, like, when I shut myself up and
mm,
I chose to really listen and see, okay, what tools do I realistically have around me? What people can
yeah.
help me, right? Either think correctly or can I have a conversation or they can connect me with someone who can help me or they can connect me with another person who can connect me and help me. Like, let me just start asking questions and asking for help. That I think is the most powerful thing that you can do as a small business owner. One of the greatest tools that we have is the power of connection and asking for help and starting a conversation. You have no idea the
Mm.
opportunities that are at your disposal to be successful until you stop focusing on this thing that you think will get you there.
Yeah, and I think that's where sometimes we get the blockage, you know, either personally or business wise, because first of all, we think we know what we need, you know,
Yeah.
like you said, you know, actually maybe there is other angles, you know, the other people trying to give you a
Yeah.
message, open up the opportunity to get feedback, you know, and
Yes.
saying, and maybe if you are a little bit as a small business, well, that's why you kind of have a business consultants out there or
Yes.
marketing and brand consultants, and you talk to them and saying, listen, this is where I am today. I'm a little bit, I think, stuck. I need some guidance, help, you know, maybe something is lacking here, you know, just
Yeah.
don't be afraid. And it's not, as I said again, maybe they think, oh my God, now they want this $10,000. No, it's not. It's just talk to people first. Like talking doesn't cost anything, isn't it? They can say no to you, accept a no, and that's it, you know. But just
Right.
open up first and saying, you know, this is actually I'm struggling. And there is so many great, like I think LinkedIn is such a great resource for. I
Yes.
believe these people will help you as well. If you're struggling with something, shoot a message, you know, and saying,
Yes.
what do you think? You know, I'm really been following you. Great advice. What do you think in terms of my business, you know, or my brand? So
Yeah.
ask a question, you know. I think first of all, you opening communication line. Second of all, these people will be probably think, "Oh, great. Maybe they don't even think they are experts in it, but you actually seeing them as experts in it,
Yeah.
and lift them up in the platform a little bit, in the pedestal, and just open up this communication line and get personal and
I think that's
have a two-way
valuable.
conversation. Yeah,
And
super valuable.
whether you are, just now starting a new business, or you're thinking about starting a new business, or you already own a business and you're really looking to create exponential growth in 2023, understanding that checkpoints and reevaluating your business is healthy for your business. It is a must when it comes
Yes.
to planning for the following year. If you're a new business, I would do it more often in the beginning. Like, for example, right now, after we launched Ivory Gold, we reevaluated, and we expected to reevaluate the brand strategy that we launched at that like 6-week checkpoint, right? To understand, okay, let's see how we're communicating, if our message is reaching properly. Are we saying the right words? Are we reaching the correct people? Are we having the right conversations? Does it make sense for the things that I'm trying to do in my business versus how people understand and what the market needs? And have those regular checkpoints, especially at the beginning, to understand, okay, am I doing the right things? And if you already have an established business, right now at the end of the year is always a really great time to reevaluate where you've been during this year, to understand, okay, who were my buyers? What was the average sale? What type of persona did they reach? What type of problems was I solving? Am I on track to reach the goals that I've set for next year? Like, this is the time to really evaluate any sort of future planning that you have and create a checkpoint. So, okay, maybe, in my opinion, I don't think it's healthy to wait an entire year to look over and evaluate the things that you're doing. I think at bare minimum, it should be on a biannual basis. So you have your halfway checkpoints, but understanding, okay, is the strategy that I'm implementing and executing, am I on track to reach my goals? Let me evaluate where I am halfway through the year and adjust. This is healthy. This is normal, right? Asking for help, asking for feedback, looking at historical data, seeing if you're on point, getting that in your mind that it is healthy to do. Just like you go to the dentist every year for a cleaning, right? You don't, hopefully, and like I have, waited until there's a problem or until the last minute to do what you think you need to do. If you're being, preventative, then it helps to prepare for change or things that'll happen, like a potential recession in 2023.
Exactly. I always love this. Tony Robbins says, "Winter is coming." Have you heard that? It's always in my mind. But it's a good time, to kind of. And one thing as well, remember that if you don't know something now, like, it's so easy to learn nowadays. We have so many different, obviously, open platforms to learn about little like digital tricks and maybe social media stuff. If you're thinking, okay, if you don't know anything about it, go there, Google, and you will find so much important information and valuable information how to do something. So just use this time to really educate yourself, learn new things, new skills, because this can change massively your business in 2023. So don't.
And the things that I would do, right? There's a checklist that I like to just like give out and give reminders of in terms of like long-term planning, right? So if I'm planning for the next year, or I'm just starting my business out and I want to have a North Star to look at and different things to focus on along the way, to say, okay, I've done this for my business, and like now I go to the next goal. I mean, the things that I would make sure that I do and I focus on for 2023, just recapping what we said, right? Create, execute, and regularly evaluate your business and your brand strategy, whether you're a new business or you already established it. Connect with your customers. So if you've chosen a specific channel, right, you choose to show up online every day, you choose one social media site, one channel where you master it. whether that's creating community, networking, commenting, you're actually posting content. You just choose one. You don't need to be on everything. This is somewhere where you can connect with your communities and your customers. You comment, engage from your point of view, from your tone of voice. You ask for feedback regularly from the individuals that are buying from you or from your target audience. Like, hey, does this make sense to you? Set up a newsletter or some type of email sequencing where you're continuously nurturing your audience, whether they're current or potential buyers. Utilize a CRM. This is such a big opportunity for so many small business owners where it doesn't have to be a complicated CRM. It can be something that like you take some time, right? A couple of days to like really set up all of the automation and the sequencing and everything that you need, but utilize a CRM because that saves you so much more effort going forward if you take care of what you need to now and identify the things that are taking you away from your realm of genius and outsource them. So for example, if your strength is talking to people and selling, then that's what you should be doing as a business owner. You should be doing that anyway, right? Because it's your business. But you should be focusing on selling. Don't outsource that. Outsource all the other things like your marketing or ghostwriting or your admin work or your finances or whatever it may be. Don't do the little things that take away from keeping you within your realm of genius, which is what is going to help your business grow. And then when you can, which I suggest earlier than not, is hire an advisor or a consultant that specifically is focused on revenue growth for the business holistically, right? So they're holistically looking at it. They understand marketing, they understand customer service, they understand accounting and business, and right, they get how the machine should work when done properly so that they can get to know your goals as a person, your brand, and really understand and identify who you are, your whys, what makes you tick, and then connect it to the things that you should be focused on for your personal needs on a regular basis. So even if you just check in with them once a month for 90 minutes and you have a recap of the month and what your goals are going to be for the next month, it is so important to have that like unbiased third party to keep you on track. Those are like checklist of things that you should do as a business, especially going into 2023.
Yeah, I think there is lots of valuable, like obviously points and stuff. So hopefully it was very, very useful, to everyone, to use the little tricks and tweets. So going forward, obviously, we have a couple of ideas here. Maybe, obviously it's going to be obviously towards the holiday season now, end of the holidays, like not end of holidays, it's just holiday starting, but kind of like people are wrapping up with the work and everything else. So we should do something fun,
So I know we're going to be back next week. I think right now we're going to keep on the down low what the episode's going to be. But we do want to give you sort of a recap of where we've been in the first 14 episodes of Brand Experience Live over the last couple of months. We are going to be taking off Christmas week to be with our families. So for sure, we'll have an episode next week and maybe some things in store there. And I will wear my Christmas hat.
Absolutely. No, that's a must thing. So it's been good. I'm looking forward to it, even though my hat is sitting next to me here.
I know. I'm sorry. I totally forgot. If you are, if you're looking for ways to expand or realign your business, properly strategize and prepare for 2023, whether you are starting a new business, you just started one, or you're preparing for growth mode, please feel free to DM myself or Lagla. We each have links in our LinkedIn profiles as well, where you can set up a 30-minute free discovery call with us so that we can identify how we can help you. If you are looking for that growth partner to move forward with in your business, please feel free to ask us any questions. We love to be a resource. And even if we can't answer it, we know someone in our network that can help you. And we're more than happy to refer. But reach out to us anytime that you need. And if you do have a brand that you lead or you work for, or it is your business where you're doing something that was like an aha to help you create better experiences to drive long-term revenue for your employees, your candidates, your prospects, or your buyers, please reach out to us. We'd love to have you as a guest on the show so that we can understand, what got you to that point, what's working for you, and how it can help other businesses going forward.
Yes, absolutely. So we are here for you any day, anytime. So.
All right. Well, happy Wednesday again to everyone. And we'll see you next week on Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Have a good rest of the week.
Bye.